Um, Welcome back to our Mvskoke Youth Beads. Oops, sorry. Aaron, if you can go to the next slide, please. Hope you guys are all doing really well this week. I know that after possibly Halloween and then time change and then election day. I know it's been a busy week and I know it's probably it's just Wednesday. So yeah, so welcome again. Um, like I said, my name is Samantha Kuhn. I'm one of the youth specialists with the Mvskoke Nation Youth Services. And go ahead and go to the next one, please. Like before, if you are joining us for like the first time, if you have a question, there is the Q&A button down at the bottom of your screen, and you can ask questions in there, and like we'll be looking, myself and Aaron. And then there's also the chat feature. So you guys can always, send us a message in there, say hi. I know that we already have participants here. I'm glad you guys are showing up and welcome again. And this time, today we have a little bit, Jasmine will be coming in a little while. We're actually in different locations this time. So I'm at my home, and as you can see behind me, this is not my home. I'm in my room right now. So hopefully you guys can hear me well. Let me talk a little bit about our program again. Mvskoke Nation Youth Services, our mission, our goal is to empower Mvskoke youth by connecting them to culture, community, and to resources. And how we do that is by our 5 main goals: fostering advocacy, providing resources, promote civic duty, encourage wellness, and create support. And again, a part of our program with our Mvskoke Youth Beads is to encourage wellness. Um, Overall wellness holistically as not just being something physical for you guys, but also is this being part of something spiritual. And as we've said before, we see this as a part of our culture as prevention, and just meaning that this will help you achieve other protective factors for yourself and encourage resiliency and encourage you to practice self-care for yourself, and then even to help you teach other people and maybe other youth, maybe even your family members that could be watching with you, encourage them to take care of themselves and just kind of slow down and focus on one thing at a time. So yeah, you can go ahead and go to the next one, Erin. Oh, as you can see, there's me. That is me. And then there's Jasmine. And like I said, Jasmine, she'll be joining us in a little while. All right, you can go ahead and go to the next one. Again, the things that you'll need is first one, comfy clothes. And today I wore very comfy clothes because I am home. So I got one of my favorite sweatshirts on, and I have shorts on and my blanket. So yes. The second thing is you're going to need your bead box and all of its contents, which for now, since it's the last class, you'll need class number 3, and it will say class 3 on there. And I'm actually wanting to check in the chat. Yes, everyone is muted. But if you do have a question, you can put it in the chat or even in the Q&A, because I'm looking at it right now too. So actually in the chat, if you guys can tell me in your little bag that was for class 3, can you tell me how many color beads you have? I'm trying to remember if we put 4 colors in there or if we put 3 colors. Okay, thank you, Mia, sorry. And then the third thing that you're going to need is, your additional supplies. So for this one, and even kind of like the last one, you are going to need, of course, your glue. You will need some glue, and mine looks kind of old, but this is what it looks like. And you'll just need just like a dab of that. But then I'll even show you another way that you can use it to attach your leather to it. And you may need your pliers, you may not if you have those with you. And it's always good to have them. And I always have mine with me. This is mine, and it's like a turn, like a curved needle nose one. Okay, so some people have 3, some people have 4. I couldn't remember how many were in each of those because we sent out so many, but I'm glad that you guys have those. And 3 is fine. Sometimes I use just 2 colors, so it just kind of depends on like the design, what you want to work with, and since they're just smaller of the mini keychains, 3 will work too. And of course, you need a good workspace. Um, Currently I am in my room, and so I don't have the best workspace, but I do have my little table, which has been amazing and has been a game changer. um, I will turn on my video so you can actually see it. It'll be in my little corner, but I have 2 tables actually, but this is one little table, and I bought that at Walmart. I'm just saying, it was like $20 and it's amazing. I love it. And then good lighting. And so I have pretty good lighting going on today here in my room. So hopefully you guys are going to be able to see all of that. And then we're going to get ready to learn a new skill. If you have your books out, I suggest that you get your books out. And I have bad news on my part. I don't actually have my books. I believe I left them in my office. So that's sad times. Um, so I will actually try to remember how the book actually starts off. But what we want to make sure that you guys are ready is that you guys have your needle threaded. So we'll just get right back in there. And you can go ahead and go to the next slide, Erin. Sorry. Oh, whoops, there's the pictures. So yeah, so we are going to make the mini rope keychain. So it's that teeny tiny one in the top, right towards the top corner, the left top corner. So that's the one we're going to make. And that one is actually longer. So we are making some that are a lot smaller. So it's the mini one. So those can actually hook like on your purse if you want to decorate your purse with it, or give it as like a gift. You can do that. And my sister actually made one for her. What's it called? A flash drive? Yeah. And so you can just hook it onto your flash drive so you'll always know, and you can look kind of bougie with that too. So, okay, so we can go to the next one. All right, so we're gonna get started. So this is gonna be one of my first times to lead the class. So make sure if we can, Erin, if you can go ahead and highlight where you can kind of see my plate and my table. Oh, there it is. All right, so I have 4 colors out picked today. So I have everything that I'm gonna need. I already have my needles. Oopsie, sorry about that. So this is like my little needle holder that I got. I found it at Hobby Lobby about a week or so ago, and it's pretty good, but I always have my pin cushion that I have over here for it. So I have my needle threaded already. I'm gonna move this around because it has gotten caught on my on my stand, on my phone stand. Okay, so you can actually make it as we talked about like how you measured it before, arm's length. So you can do it an arm's length and maybe actually just 1 arm length, but it could be 2. I actually have mine fairly long, so it's about 2 arms length. You can actually shorten it up because your keychains are going to be the mini keychains, and they are going to be a lot smaller. So everyone has their keychain. This is our rope. So I want to make sure everyone has their rope ready. So let me know if you are still, you can put it in the chat if you're still actually trying to thread your needle. If you're still threading your needle, if you're ready to go, put in there, we're ready to go, we can get started, good to go, something like that. Oops. All right, somebody's threading their needle. No rush, no rush. If you hear squeaking, it's my chair. I apologize for that. It's wooden. I don't really sit in the chair when I'm in my room. All right, there's folks threading the needle. I'm glad to see you guys here too. And there's quite a bit of us in here. And again, if you're not able, if you're not able to finish watching it when we finish and things like that, then you can actually watch it on our YouTube channel. So that's always available to you too. And since I'm in my room, I got some music playing for myself today, just piano music. So I don't know if you guys can actually hear that, but I have that on in the background for myself. Okay, so far only just 2 people are threading. I'm going to assume everyone is ready. If you're ready, give us, let us know in the chat. If you're ready, you're good to go. Okay, Shailene, I'm ready. And today we didn't even ask, where are you guys all from? So where is everyone watching from? I'm located in Glenpool right now, so that's where I'm at. I'm in Glenpool, so where are you guys all at? Well, we're almost ready to go. Telequal, oh, Telequal, all right. Peach Springs, Arizona, oh my gosh, Arizona. I don't know if I've ever been to Peach Springs. I lived in Flagstaff for the past 4 years and then recently moved back to Oklahoma. So cool. Corpus Christi, Selena, always want to go down there. That's awesome. Jinx, just down the road. All right. Awesome, awesome. Oh, somebody said, Miss Oklahoma, anything for Selena's? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Oh, I missed Oklahoma a lot too whenever I was away. Mm-hmm. All right. There's somebody that says they're still not ready. That's okay. We're still seeing where everyone's from. People's already quoting Selena, so that's awesome. Yeah. I was like, there's just something about being here, being back in Oklahoma. It's good to be back. Although I do miss the cool weather out there. Not snow though. I'm not a big snow person. All right. So as we're getting ready, let's see here. So I already have mine kind of folded how I wanted it. All right, I think everybody's ready. I actually couldn't find my lighter earlier, so I wasn't able to finish this. Okay, so as you're looking at your rope, you notice like it is small and it's not very thick, but that's okay. What we're actually going to do is you're going to see it. You can take it and look at it. So I already have mine kind of bent how I'm going to shape it and where I want to put my leather. So in your kits, there actually should have been a piece of leather in there too. And I'm hoping that everyone had a piece of leather. So this is about how big my leather is, and my hand's kind of big. So, but you're not going to need all of this. You'll probably need like a small piece of it that's maybe like 1/2 inch or so. But this will actually finish your keychain once we're done. But I'm going to take a look at mine and how far I want to put my little key ring on here. Just so you'll know, and like I'll know where you want to start your rows. So where you're going to start your beading, where your needle's going to go in. Okay, so it's going to kind of look like this. And I'm sorry if my nails are in the way. So it'll look kind of like this when we finished. And then we're going to put our leather around that. But this just tells me I'm going to go about right here. So almost 2 inches. It's almost 2 inches is where I'm going to start my first row of beads and where we're actually going to put our needle in. So if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take, and since your rope is round, of course, you are actually going to take your needle and you're going to put it through anywhere where you have it marked or however far you decided you want to start your beading at. So I am just sticking my needle through right now. And as you can see, it's just like halfway in there. And then whenever you're ready, I've already got a knot in my thread. You want to pull it through. And before you actually pull it through, I forgot to say, make sure that you did not the end of your thread. And like I said, I made my thread kind of long because that's just what I do all the time. Okay, so I'm getting there. Put a lot of wax on. So there's my knot at the end of it. So it's stopping right there for me. Okay, can everyone see? And Jasmine, there is Jasmine. She's here, she's getting ready. Jasmine, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I let them know that I didn't have my books. They were at the office, so I was wondering if books, and I mean, we're just now started on this part. I'm hoping that it was the start place of that.
Okay, actually, I have a book, so
awesome.
I can show them. Wow, if you wanted to do it, or unless you want me to start, or go ahead and pick up.
Okay, go either way. So,
hopefully, I can get it to where everyone can see. I'm gonna have to pick it.
There we go. Awesome. Okay, so we've done that. All right.
And then here's step 2. Cutting, which they should already have their piece already cut out.
Yep. We've already got there.
Here's step 3.
There we are. Step 3. Okay, so we're not right on. Okay, awesome.
Okay, and then let me flip over step 4. This is where then they'll start adding on their beads. Yeah.
Okay, so as far as we made it was, we just put our needle and our thread all the way through. We did not wrap around it yet and go back through. I'm trying to see if that is actually, is that on the book? Because that's one thing that I do. I'm not sure if Jasmine, you do that, right? From where you wrap it around and then put your needle through to stabilize it or anchor it a little bit more?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and start mine. Yeah. So we could do 8 inches. I did have a lighter and I don't know where it went.
I said the same. I had my lighter and I don't know where it went to, but that's okay.
All right. See. I might have to bring out my big old handy dandy barbecue lighter.
That's the one that I had, and in my room, I lost it. But yeah, so once your thread has gone through, what I did was I just took my rope in one hand and I took my thread in the other and I just wrapped it around a couple of times. And then after I stopped, I held it, put my needle back through, and I'm trying to see if I can get it to where you can see. Let's see if it'll focus. Okay. And where the thread is, I just put my needle back through it, in between there, and through the rope, and made it go all the way back through, and then pulled my thread through. Oops. Just so I can tighten it, and it'll hold it down and give you guys like, let your rope be a little bit more stable, so your beads aren't going to fall off or anything like that. Uh-oh, did we lose Jasmine's? Oh no, it must have went off. But that's kind of how it should be. And I do have a little tail. Sometimes I clip it off, and I have my little scissors here, so clip that little edge down a little. Is everyone okay? Have this part so far? Let us know in the chat. Yeah, okay, so they got it. All right. Awesome, awesome. All right. Awesome. So also, hopefully you guys have your beads ready, and then, all right. So far, 3 people have gotten theirs ready and everything. All right. So for some of these ropes, we bought our rope at Walmart. Just to let you guys know, in case you want to go out and make some more later, we got ours at Walmart, and a big bundle. I should have brought mine in so you could see it. And you can find it kind of like in the lighting section where like light bulbs are. It's around like the locks and kind of like security system stuff. Don't ask me why, but it's there. But there's clothesline that you can use. So that's kind of what this is. And there's like other kind of rope and cord there, like paracord, which is a little bit thinner. Sometimes I use that. It's not like super, I mean, it's pretty durable. And so is this one. But this is like just the clothesline, a little bit thinner. And so what we can do now that everybody is ready is we can go ahead and get the colors that we want. So around your rope, it's going to be about 10 beads. So you can pick any 10 colors that you want. If you want it to be like black and, I mean, that's not black and white, then you can get like black, white. If you wanted a solid color, anything like that, because whatever you imagine, whatever color you want, you could probably do that on your design. All right, Jasmine's coming back on with us. And so I want to just make sure that that is the next part, is for us to get our beads.
Okay, sorry, the Wi-Fi is not working, so I just switch over to the hotspot on my phone.
Oh no, it happens. Yeah.
All right.
Telling them, we got it down, got it ready to start. And so is the next step choosing the beads and starting, right?
Yeah, whenever you get your thread wrapped around like you have right there, next step is to go ahead and start adding on beads. I add on 80 at a time, but for beginners, I would recommend maybe only doing 40 beads, about because with the rope we have, it's a clothesline rope, and the beads equals like 10 beads to make one row around the clothesline rope.
That's what I was telling them. I feel like my rope is a little longer because it was just one that I had here at my house.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. All right, so go ahead and start choosing your bead colors. Whoops. And I think I will do black and white maybe.
Yeah.
So some people said that they had 3 bead colors. Some said that they had 4 bead colors. I'm not sure if I want to use this gray. It's just kind of there right now. So we shall see. 10. And my little bead squares is what I have.
Yours looks so much better than my workspace.
This
looks all professional.
Oh, you can spotlight either one of us. I was like, if you want to do mine for now, that's okay, because Jasmine is going with hers and Jasmine, do you want to show how to finish it up later?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, and then I have my clips that I have too, because I was going to end mine with the clip, but I also had the leather to show them too as well.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, so we want to know, what colors are you guys choosing? Do you have like, oh, sorry if you can hear that, there's probably my neighbor dogs outside.
Yeah, I just want to pre-warn everybody too, maybe those who've been with us for the first and second class. I have a pet pig, and the back door I have a small house, so the back door is pretty close to where I'm at in my living room. And so if you hear some ruckus, some banging, some squealing, that's her. I'm hoping she'll be all right today. She'll cooperate today.
Maybe she won't be hungry.
I hope not. I fed her before I started.
All right, so right now I have 40 beads on. Oh my goodness, my stomach is growling. I'm sorry about that, y'all. If y'all can hear that too. So one loop around is 10 beads. So you can put 10, you can put 5. Jasmine suggested that we start out with 80, which that's a pretty good number because it'll make a small little area, a beaded area. So if you want to do 80 beads, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just doing black, white is what I'm doing right now.
I'll go ahead and show them what 40 looks like. I got 20 on at the moment.
Awesome.
Okay. Here's 20.
15. 20. Okay. So I have 60 on right now too. Oh my gosh. All right, if you can hear that, my sister just arrived home. I am sorry about that because she scared me too. I don't think she realized that I am here with you guys eating right now. All right, Erin, if you want to spotlight Jasmine, I think she has some on there already.
Yeah. Oops, I can tangle up over here. I'm hoping I'm gonna move my light just a little bit so to help everybody see. Well, maybe if I turn this light on.
Mine.
I made it lower this time. Okay, I think that's a little better. Okay. So, like I was saying, I recommend for beginners to put on 40 beads first. That's my 40 right here. Okay. And then once you get your 40 put on, well, first, does everybody have 40 beads put on? Don't want to get ahead of myself.
I have my. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's okay if, you know, if he's not able to view it today. Before even then, we have this recording going for the class. So he'll actually be able to view it on YouTube. So it'll be up on our YouTube, and actually all of our classes for like last week, or not last week, our last class for the the cab earrings, and then also the loop earrings, those are also going to be on, those videos are up on our YouTube too. So this will be there too. It may not be tomorrow that it's up, but it'll be up, it'll be up soon.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it up there because I know the second class isn't up there yet, just because we didn't have internet quite yet in our office. So it takes a really long time just to download a video from Zoom, and then it takes a really long time just to edit it and save it, and then another really long time just to upload it.
Yeah.
But now that we got internet, I should be able to have no problems and hopefully get those videos up real soon.
Yeah. So there's some on that one, so it's okay.
Okay. All right, so I think everybody pretty much has their beads on. Just don't want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody. Okay. So next, when you get your beads on there, you are going to start wrapping it. So usually what I do is with my left hand, I get my thumb and my ring finger and hold the bottom. And then I get my index and my middle finger and then kind of just pinch it in between like that. And then I use my right hand, my dominant hand, to keep my thread tight and help with the beads. So when you're wrapping, you want to make sure your beads are pretty close together. I usually just hold my finger there or even my thumb just to keep my beads together and have no gap, because if you kind of just freehand it like this and just keep wrapping, you can see already there's going to be some big gaps and your beads aren't even going to get on there pretty good. So just all you got to do is just kind of rest your finger right there. Just hold it. You don't have to push it up like this because then it starts getting real crinkly looking. Just kind of rest your finger and keep all your beads close together. So once you got that, you're going to start rolling or wrapping your beads. So just hold your thumb there and then just roll your rope in your left hand, or my left hand, or your non-dominant hand, the one that's holding it, holding the rope. And you're just, all you're doing is just rolling it. Yeah. So there you go. And you met the back. You can, if you are OCD like I am and want your beads to line up exactly, you can go ahead and add on a couple more beads just so the ends line up. but you don't have to do that. You can just, it could be your own unique little wristlet or keychain, but that's all you do. You just wrap it. And like I said, the trick is to make sure you don't have any gaps. Then what I do to help kind of tighten it a little bit more is I hold my rope real firmly, hold my thread firmly too, get my thumb and my index finger, and then I'm just twisting it like that. Just going to twist it slightly. And when you're twisting it, look, there's some beads that kind of came off, so you just push them back down. You can just wrap it. And look, you see your beads kind of more line up a little bit more better. So the next step is you're going to want to anchor your thread or like weave your thread into your rope. I didn't put this in the book just because I think it might be a little bit confusing, but here's a little trick that I use to help me to make sure everything is tight and won't come loose. So after I already wrapped my beads around, I go ahead and twist my rope one more time, like so. So that way I can just let go like that, and look, it's still tight. It's not going anywhere. And then I go ahead and kind of interweave this thread in my fingers, like so. So see, now you're just holding your rope with one hand, and it's still tight. It's not going anywhere. It's not coming loose. Nothing. And then once you kind of have that, you want to get your needle. Hopefully you can see that. I'm trying to, hopefully it focuses in a little bit.
I think we can see it pretty.
Okay. Then this very last bead right here, you're going to push your needle, line it up right next to it, and then you're just going to push your needle through your rope. Get it. And when you push it through, you are going to make sure that the needle is coming out in between this last row that you have put on and the row below it. So I don't know if you guys can see. There we go. But when I have pushed my needle through, it's coming in between this last row that I put on and the row before it. It's just coming out right in between those two rows. And then you're just going to then pull your needle and your thread all the way through. Like that. I'm just going to keep pulling. I kind of made a long thread, so.
That's what I said. I made mine a long thread just because I end up doing that all the time. Oh, you're okay.
And then I still have my finger, where I had my thread interwoven around my finger. So I just keep pulling until it, stops where it's wrapped around my finger. And then what I do is I go ahead and let go and just pinch those beads. And when you pinch them, they're not moving still. They're not. And then I go ahead and then pull the. So see, I can get it put on.
Just a little bit there.
It should look like that.
All right, so how is everyone doing so far? Let us know in the chat how you guys are doing. If you're stuck anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, you're okay, Mia. You're okay.
Yeah. If you have your book, this one was probably my biggest challenge, trying to make these graphics as clear as possible. If you're kind of stuck or you need a little bit more better, I guess, representation or a picture, look at your book, and just to help you get a little bit more clear instructions on how to do that.
I had to get a drink. My throat feels really dry. Okay.
So then after, I'll show you guys again one more time what to do. But once you get your thread pulled all the way through, like so, like that, then you are wanting to then put your needle back through these beads. And you're just putting them or running your needle through them like you're stringing them or loading them back onto your thread. And you're just going to go all the way until you reach that very last bead. And it should be coming out like this now on the out of the last bead that you put on. And after that, you should be ready to go and put on 40 more beads and repeat the process. So I'll show you guys again how I do this. I'll pick a different color this time just to help a little bit more with contrasting. So go ahead and put on 40 more beads. Which one do I want to pick?
Turquoise. Oh, yeah. I didn't even look up. I was looking at my beads.
And remember, 10 beads equals 1 row. So feel free to play around with your colors. So I'm just going to add on 10 of these bluish turquoise that I have. And then I'm going to add, so that would be like 1 row around your rope. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some gray. I'm going to add 10 beads of those. We'll see. So that I have 20 beads on, but this will equal 2 rows. Go ahead and put it all the way down. And then I think I might just alternate those two. So I'll put another 10 of the blue on here. Like so. And then another 10 of the gray.
I like that gray color.
Do what?
I like that gray.
Oh, I know. I need to get me some like that color. I have gray, but it's not this pretty gray, I guess. If that makes sense.
It makes complete sense.
Okay. And then push that down. There you go. Got 40 beads added on.
Oh my goodness. If you can hear that, I'm so sorry.
Is that Kevin?
That's probably my sister.
I really feel like my area is dark. Like you can see the back, but you can't see from the front.
I can see it. I mean, we can see it, and it's a little bit dark, but I mean, it's very still.
Yeah. Let me try something. I got my sister's LED lamp right beside me. Maybe that'll help a little bit.
No, I had to break out my big lamp in my room. Oh, there we go. Hello.
Yeah. See, that's better now. I was like, I feel like you can't see. It's like so dark. Okay, now we're in business.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead a little and get at least like part of mine done. Whoopsie, I just dropped the bead. And then so I can have we can finish.
Okay. All right, so everybody have their 40 beads added back on.
Not yet. Almost.
Yeah. Wait, whoops. I was about to drag that over.
Excuse me.
Wait just a little bit. Let me know when you guys are ready.
This is interesting doing it like this, not being right there.
Oh, doing my way?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I'm still learning on that. Hey, like you being there in Morris and then me being here. And
yeah.
And then Aaron's in Mvskoke helping us out. So we got folks all over the place. Oh no, I had a mistake.
Spirit bead.
No, it was.
Oh, what'd you do?
My thread got caught into another bead.
Oh no.
All right, cut the cameras. I'm just kidding.
Cut the cameras. For real.
Don't spotlight. Don't look at me. Wow. Okay, I don't know how that happened.
Does everybody have their 40 beads on? It's okay. Take your time. Just checking up on you guys. I know it's a little bit confusing. I know it was for me when I first did this. Just because I couldn't really wrap my head around of how to get this. I know Sam, her method was she just kept wrapping. She never did it in sections. And that just blew my mind. I was like, what? I was like, I have to do it in sections. Otherwise, I feel like I would, if I'm like ready, if I have to go to the bathroom or if I have to go get up and stop my work because I'm going to go eat.
I was, yeah, I was shook because, like, so Jasmine, she taught me how to do this, and we were, or actually, her, and another one of our coworkers, other Jasmine, a presentation called "Beating the Stigma," and um, they did a presentation, and so we were in Wetumpka, and we were talking about it, and I had wanted to learn how to do it, and so she was like, "Yeah, I can teach you." Oh man, so yeah, it was kind of confusing because my first keychain looked a little wild, but yeah, after you practice and you kind of get it down, and I could have swore that you just told me just to keep going and keep wrapping it. I could have swore you said that.
I don't know, Sam. No. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I was like, but yeah, I think it kind of depends on when I do that. When I do stop on mine, though. I had to take out my entire thread and start back over.
Oh, dang.
Not the whole thing, just my thread spot. All right, there we go. Come on. All right. All right. I think everybody might be ready.
Okay. Go ahead and continue on. Okay. So after you get your 40 put on, you're going to then wrap it. So it's just all about twisting with the hand that is holding the rope. And then using either your thumb or your index finger to keep these beads right here on your thread close together. Usually I use my thumb, just lightly press on it just to keep them together. And then you're going to twist the rope in the hand that is holding the rope. You're just twisting, and make sure at the same time you're keeping these beads together. So you can just go as slow or as fast as you want.
Mm.
So, and there's where I end. Again, if you're OCD like me, where your gray does not line up with your gray like that on your last row, you can add on more beads if you want. But usually after I do the trick of tightening it up, it kind of pushes it. So after you wrap that, go ahead and hold this thread, still hold it tight in this hand, in the hand that's holding your thread. And my trick on tightening it is getting my thumb and my index, just pinching it, and then twisting the beads. Only the beads. You're going to use your hand that's holding the rope. You're going to use that hand to hold it tight so that way it won't move. So that way when you twist your beads, it's just your beads twisting. Like so. Okay. And then after you get that tightened up, what I do again is just go ahead and twist your rope one more time all the way. Like that. So that way you can just let it go and it be tight. I'm gonna get this rope out of the way. There we go. Okay. And then after you do that, you're just going to get your thread and interweave it in your rope, like so. So that way all you have is, you're just holding your rope now with one hand while the thread is still tight. Then you're going to get your needle and you're going to push your needle through your rope right next to this last bead. So hopefully everybody can see that. So it's right beside that last bead. You're just going to push it through. And when you push it through, make sure it's coming out in between this last row that you put on and the row below it. So it's going to come out in between those spaces, like where it's at right now. Like that. Okay. So again, you're just pushing your needle right next to that last bead, and it's going to come out in between the last two rows that you had put on.
I poked myself.
And then you're just going to pull that all the way through until it gets caught where you've been holding it with your finger, or where it was interwoven in your finger. Like that. Then what I do is I just go ahead and pinch the rows that you just added on, like so, and it keeps them tight. See, you just let go of your thread, but you're still pinching it and it's still holding your beads tight. And then you're good to go ahead and pull the rest of your thread through. And then voila, you got your another row added on. Then to start or to continue on. Whoops. Almost there. Kind of got a long thread going here, so. There we go. Okay. So now you see these beads. So here's your thread. You see these beads that are right in front of it. Sometimes it's 2s, 3. This one's 3. These 3 beads. You are actually going to go through those beads, like if you were putting them back on your needle, like that. So you're just going to run your needle back through those beads, pull it all the way through. And then pull it all the way through. And then you're back where you started. You can put on your next 40 set of beads.
Nice.
Yeah. So you just keep on going and going and going until you're finished.
How long would it usually take you to do a longer one? Not a mini one, but like a longer teaching.
Like doing a wristlet, I guess.
Yeah.
Usually it takes me maybe an hour, just because the first half, because you want your sides to match. Ooh, yeah. Whenever they're looped like that. So usually it takes me this, but after that it's like a breeze on this side. So I'd probably say about an hour for a wristlet.
I feel like sometimes when I'm doing that, it's like the color design, how, if I want to make them line up, if I want to get fancy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, why did I do that?
Are there any questions?
I was like, maybe everyone's taken off. I don't know.
I hope so. I mean, everybody's been pretty good about, like, once they get it, they just go. And I'm like, dang, you guys caught on that fast.
Right.
I feel like Titanic. I'm like, it's been 84 years. Trying to at least finally get my first project done.
Excuse me.
So how are you going with yours, Sam?
Well, let me take my needle out now. After I release it, I've got my pin cushion and stuff like that. So I am almost finished one half, I guess.
Dang. Okay.
But I ran into a little snag. Because I was doing the sections 2 with you guys, and I think I went through one of my threads and it pulled a snag on there. So, right,
Dang.
yeah, I'm gonna have to burn that down, I think.
Yeah, that's one thing about that is being careful not to
Mm.
snag in between your threads.
And I was like, what happened? So, but I'm digging the color. So, a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if you can see it, but I will talk about this because I was looking for a really pretty, like pink, orangey kind of color. And
Yeah.
I found this color when we went to Delica Beads, so Lisa Longcrow's shop. And I love this color. And now that I'm seeing it, I only bought one bag. So I was like, dang, I should have bought another one. But it turned out really pretty. And I'm trying to remember what color it was called. But I don't know where my little bag is. It has a name on it and everything. Oh, there it is. Anyways. Oh, it was called Tea Rose. It is super pretty. I really like it.
Ooh. That sounds pretty.
I was like, you can only see it in that one top. It kind of looks orange in the light, but it's like a soft pink looking color. I really like it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it a lot. I kind of wish I'd use it to make some earrings, but you know, it's gonna be my keychain. I have one. I really have piano music going on behind me. I don't know if anybody can hear it.
I was wondering, is that piano music?
It used to be my studying music. So, like, when I would go to the library, I would listen to it.
Yeah.
Only for like an hour or two at a time, because then I'd be getting sleepy while I was writing my papers.
That's me. Oh no, I lost my beads.
I don't want to get caught snoozing. What happens? I wonder, do you guys listen to anything while you're beading, or do you watch anything while you're beading now? I know some people that are on here, it's like their first time. I think we've asked that before too, if anybody has. Because Jasmine had SpongeBob on that one day.
SpongeBob's my show. I don't care. You're like 80s old and watching reruns. be like watching it with my kids.
Like, I usually have Seinfeld on. I like watching Seinfeld. Uh-oh. Dog scratching at the door. I hear Kevin. All right. I'm going to move this because I think I am here at my. Not. Oh, whoops.
Uh-oh. What was that? No.
That was an alarm. Sorry about that. What are you having for dinner tonight, Jess?
No, I have my stuff on my break. Oh. I don't know. I don't. Since we've been at home, I don't have any food. I had to ask my sister to get me something last night.
Oh my goodness. I know. I asked my sister, I'm really I have a headache. I was like, but can you go get some Chick-fil-A? Nuggets it was.
All right, so this is what 80 beads looks like, or give or take about 80 beads. And I like doing 80 because it seems like it makes it go a lot faster.
Man, this in here is not working out for me. I am not digging that. Y'all be careful with your thread. Be careful when you section it off. Because it looks kind of bad. Oh, there it is. I'm looking at my keychain and it kind of looks like a snake now that I see it.
Looks like a what?
A snake. I don't know if you can see it on my little picture. On one of them, it looks like a little snake. Let's see. Okay. Almost done. How's everyone doing? Is everyone doing okay? Are you just moving right along? I hope everyone's doing all right. Oops. Mhm. Man, there are some days. What if you run out of thread? Oh yeah, Easton wasn't able to get her book and everything. How far did we go down the road with the beads? That is a good question. I started, well, actually, Jasmine, how far do you go on yours? Because I seen you started a little bit different.
Usually how I do mine is I put like, I guess not even, it's probably maybe like a quarter of an inch or maybe almost half an inch. Like just leave that little nub at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started with a wider piece, like a longer piece.
I usually have about, yeah, then I usually leave about maybe an inch or so. About like that, maybe. Just to give you enough room to where whenever you start attaching everything, you'll have enough to, you know, for your little loop like that. If you like us a pretty good length like that, then what I would do then is go ahead and mark your center or like your middle, and then go ahead and mark where your ending point is. That's how I teach my sister, because she's still trying to get the hang of this. And so I always tell her, well, mark your middle so you know where your middle is going to be. So that way it's easier for you whenever you start beading on the other side to, you know when to, okay, now I'm starting on the other side. Now I know where to start matching up the beads and everything. And then of course, when you have that ending marked off right here, then you know, okay, I'm at the end, you know I'm almost done. And yeah, but I usually, like I said, leave like maybe a quarter of an inch on the starting side, and then probably for the ending side I leave maybe about an inch, just to help complete that loop that's going to hold your little key ring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like
I think it might be.
I like the way you and Miranda do yours, because all y'all have to do is just clamp it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about that.
I was like, I tried using leather. I mean, I do things, but just because like it work better. But most of the time I use like the clamp, and so that's what I have with me. Maya is asking, how do you end it off? So she ran at the thread in this section and then restart with a new piece of thread.
Okay. All right. I'll show you guys how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to think how I should do this. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and add on my 40 real quick. So say I'm about to run out of thread, maybe I can only add on, just that one few more rows of that 40. I'm trying to see where I'm at on my pattern. So let me add on my 40 right quick. So I got 20, and then I need 10 of these, or 20 of my white.
A minute.
Okay, so I have 40 beads put on. And like I was saying, say this is probably the last bit you can put on with what little thread you have.
Oh, I think you froze up.
I think I what? Was you talking to me?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't know if it's my computer. Like it sounded like you froze up just a little bit, so I didn't hear the last part of what you were saying.
Oh, all I said was just, after you get your 40 beads on, go ahead and just wrap it like you usually would. And then go ahead and then put your needle through. And try not to poke myself. Okay. So go ahead and put your needle through like you would. And then, about to get tangled up.
Right, I almost did.
Kind of got a little bit loose. Or did something get snagged? I don't think so. Let me tighten this a little bit back up. Okay, I had to take it out and do it again.
I am gonna find my lighter.
Well, hang on. I gotta take this back out. Start again. Yeah, it kind of got loose a little bit. If I can't get it out. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I got tangled up here now. All right, I think I finally got it. Finally.
Like a hang up. Oh man, my chair.
Well, I thought I got it. Oh, I did. No, I did. Hey, it took forever. Okay, so again, I'll start this over. So after you get your 40 beads on, and go ahead and wrap it. And go ahead and tighten that up if you need to. Okay. Then I'm just going to go that one turn. Then again, go ahead and insert your needle right next to that last bead. So pull that way through. And get that. There we go. Much better. Somehow it got loose last time. Okay, so after you have pulled your needle all the way through, what you're going to do then is you're actually going to cut your strand off. So maybe your needle is like right here and you only have that little bit to work with. So go ahead and cut this off. Just always make sure you have enough to work with.
Sorry about that. That is coming.
By like that. Always make sure you have enough tails or enough length to work with. Then what you're going to do is, this is my method. If you find a different way, you can totally do it a different way. But then I double knot it, or like do a double knot, like tying a shoelace, like so. And tighten that up. And then I usually do just one more, tying like a shoelace. And then bring that all the way down and pull it real tight. So that way you'll have those knots real close to where you had put your needle through. Then go ahead and cut off these excess tails. Usually I get as far down as I can so you can't really see those tails. But if you happen to see some tails, then get a lighter. I got my little handy dandy barbecue lighter here. And then just kind of touch where your threads are. Burn it down. So that way it's hidden and you can't see it. So now, next, you just get more thread. Thread your needle again, like you did at the very beginning. Go ahead and, double thread your needle. Go ahead and make your knot at the end. Okay. And then you're just going to basically pick up on the last step that you just did. So, and that was putting your needle right next to that last bead. There we go. Do that again, go back go back through your rope, right next to that last bead that you had put on. And then pull that all the way through again until you can either decide to cut off that excess. I usually leave it on because once I start wrapping my beads, it'll be hidden behind those beads and you won't even see them. So, and then you just go ahead and continue on with your steps of just going back through those beads that are right next to the thread that's coming out, like so. Just pull that all the way through. And then you're free to now just continue on with your work. So go ahead and add on your next set of 40 beads and then wrap it and just keep going. Oh, I think that's where you thought I said just keep going, Sam. I meant just keep going with the steps.
I was like, I am trying like the sections and stuff like that. Okay, I can try this. It's quite interesting.
For me, I think it's easier just to do it in sections.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if that's my microphone or what. It sounds weird.
Is there any questions? Any more questions? Oh, I put too much on there. No questions? Okay. I'm hoping everybody's doing okay, going pretty good with their wrapping.
They're probably concentrating really well.
They probably are. Is anybody even getting close to being finished?
Oh, I am. Hey. Teeny tiny and cute. Maybe I actually made mine smaller than everyone else's.
Made it too small. Oh, somebody's almost finished. Okay.
Awesome. And
Just keep.
Is it Shylin? I hope I'm saying it right. She's from Peach Springs, or she's in Peach Springs right now, right? Arizona. I think that's where she is joining us from. Yes. Sorry. My dog is outside of my window, and my sister took him for a walk, so he's looking in my window right now. Oh my goodness. All right.
Who is it, Kevin?
It's Kevin. Yeah, he's been trying to come in my room, and I was like, he can't come in here. I'm working right now.
Oh, Kevs.
I know. Poor Kevs. He's all right. He's all right. He's kind of bushy right now. He has not gone to the groomers yet.
His hair seems to grow fast.
It does. I'm surprised. But Russell, his hair, it just looks like the same all the time.
His hair, man. His hair is just out of control.
Oh, so so my dog, his name is Kevin. We got him back in December, my sister and he had a brother, one more brother that was still not adopted yet, or and so Jasmine, and so they wanted to get the brother for their little brother, which end up being now her sister's dog. I consider Kevin my dog. That is my son. It's my sunny boy.
Funny boy.
Yeah,
Ooh.
sunny boy right there. But yeah. So Russell and Kevin, and no, they're not named after former former Thunder players. They are not. They're named after the characters on it.
They are.
Yeah, but Kevin just looks like a Kevin. All right, I finished. Yay. Look how cute. I don't know if you see it. Unique one. Tiny and cute. I just gotta find the.
Ow. It's difficult trying to film in front of the camera.
It is. Like I have my phone and then I also have my laptop open. So.
Oh, I stabbed myself.
Always be careful. Ooh, I poked myself one night and my finger was really bleeding. I was quite.
Ooh. I've been crying. I've been like, ooh.
I was like, oh wow, okay, okay, gotta go get it. All right, I see you. Okay, I think I will actually use a piece of glue. I'm gonna step out and go get my. I need to get a lighter so I can cut mine down really quick. Oh, so pardon me. I shall return. Mm-hmm. All right. I found my lighter.
Oh, snap.
Now I'm just gonna get my glue ready.
You have to show us your wristlet. Or your little keychain, should I say.
I will. I'm trying to get glue. It's like stuck, but all right, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, she has to leave. Oh.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Shady.
Her name's pretty. I like her name.
I think I got to meet her mom. I think that too. How big is
How
the
big?
youth council members? There's probably about 35, maybe 30 to 35, 40-ish that are active, I think. That's what they're considered. It's a pretty big group.
Yeah, I would say about that.
Maybe 30. I think 30 at the least. All right, I think I need new glue. It's like working out really great. Okay, let me tie this down a little bit more. I don't know what piano music this one is, but sounds really good. Sounds kind of sad. I wonder what youth council Shady is on. Or not Shady. Oh, Shaylin. Oh, I'm her dad, Shaylin. I thought that was Shady. Shaylin. What youth council are you a part of? Peach Springs? Peach Springs? I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay, awesome. Hullaby? Hullaby? Oh, and Easton is ready to finish up.
Okay, I'm gonna try to
Me
hurry and get all this finished.
All right. I'm gonna cut a little bit so I can get ready. I think
Okay, I'm gonna try to speed this up. I might have to do a lot of it off camera.
oops, should be somewhere. So there's like two different, well, probably like a lot of different ways to finish up, a wrist. We sent out with the beading kit a piece of leather that you can use, and also the keychain, and even one of the little hooks. And so somebody said they're gonna go start dinner. Tell us what you're gonna cook, because I want to. I'm hungry right now, and I'm thinking I might have tacos. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, and so I actually, well, my sister had ordered a keychain. This is like before. Ooh, chili. Yes, we have chili a lot. Before Jasmine showed me how to make them, and so she bought one, and it was really cute. And she had used clips on it. So there's like ribbon clamps, is what they're called, and you can find them like at Walmart and stuff like that. And so I have a smaller one. I don't know if you can actually see it. Aaron, can you spotlight mine for me, please? So I can just show that little clamps later. Awesome. So these are the ribbon clamps, and I think they were just like maybe like $1. So this is what they look like. And then these, I think I bought these like at Hobby Lobby, which I like these better. They're a little wider and a little bit sturdier. Yeah. And so they just have like little teeth in there. And so if you decide to use like something like this to finish your keychains, you will need a plier. So you will need like a needle nose plier because you can't just, excuse me, I have hiccups. You can't just squeeze them together. So that would be one. And I was going to use the leather, but I decided to go ahead and use my clamp on this. So this is mine. I did finish it earlier. It's that pink, peachy.
Ooh, that
I
looks
know.
pretty.
It looks like snakes. I'm just kidding. I do not like snakes. If you know me, I do not like snakes. So I need to clip off my ending. And I just ended it just like how Jasmine's been showing you guys to wrap it around and anchor it back down. A lighter. Get that little spot. And I'm looking for that one right there. I had a fray from when I stopped on one of them and it made that on there. So this keychain is going to be mine anyways. So it's not that big of a deal to me. So what I like to do as far as like doing my keychains and my wristlets and things like that, I'm just going to show you because Jasmine is actually going to show you how to end it with the leather piece that you guys have. So I like to go ahead and like burn my ends. So when I burn my ends, I burn it and then I use my plier actually to push it down together because of course it's going to be hot and I don't want to burn myself, which I usually do anyways. So, so as you can see, it's flat. It's not rounded anymore. The end is not rounded. So I do that on both sides. There, oh, that looks a little loose. I'll have to fix that. And so I just burn it a little, cinch, I guess, and my little pliers are wrapped up on there. But I just squeeze it a little, give it a little squeeze, and let it flatten it. And so this is how it's going to look once I get it done. It's going to be a little chubby one. It's cute. And what I will do is I will actually take my plier and I am going to use my wider ribbon clamp. You take a look and see how it's going to do. Yeah, I think it'll work. And I will put, just like you would with any ribbons and things like that, you will put this here in between it. You can move it over if you want. And this is only if you want to do it this way, you can. So far, mine have held up pretty good. Testing it. I wonder how come this is popping up. I'll have to check that out after a while. And you'll just take your pliers. I'm going to scooch this down a little bit. Whoops. Not scooting it down enough, apparently. And you are right. It is hard to see because I have my phone right in front of me. And then you're just going to pinch it together. Pinch it down, squeeze your plier, and squeeze those ends. So it'll be in between there, and the teeth will be all the way down. So I don't know if you can really see it that well, but the teeth are clamped onto my end of my rope. And I'm just going to kind of squeeze them all together. Yeah. And then I will take my other side and do the same thing. That one looks a little bit longer, so I'm actually going to cut that a little bit. Same process, burn that a little. And I'm going to close it down. There we go. And I'll put that in between my clamp. And squeeze it down too. And just make sure you squeeze down. And that is all. Both sides up. And there's my little baby keychain. And so some people use like jump rings because there's this, I don't know if you can see, there's like a little eye right here. So you can put your keychain there. I like to buy little jump rings, but the jump rings that I use are not like regular jump rings. They almost look like a teeny tiny little key ring. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can try to get it. Maybe not. But yeah, they look like they got a little teeny tiny key ring. So I will, oops, sorry. I hit my stand with my nails. I'm going to attempt to open it, which I just dropped it. All right, so you may or may not get to see that because I just dropped it on my floor and I cannot find it. But anyways, so like this little, the little loop, it's actually big enough where you can fit your key ring in there directly. I'm not a big fan of that. That's why I use that smaller one. Or you can even use your little hooks and clips. Now, the key rings and the little clips, we bought these at Walmart as well. So they came in a pack of like, I think like 100 pieces or 80 pieces or something like that. So it was like little ones, and then there's bigger ones in there, and these hooks, and then they have these weird shape, like weird H-shaped hook things. So you can use those two as well, but you know, whichever one you like to use. And so I think I'm gonna put this one on my purse to make it look cute, but I will actually put my keychain on there because this is like all messed up. But this is what it looks like. This is what mine ended up looking like. Teeny tiny one. And I'm actually gonna put my phone number into the chat, so you guys, whenever you finish, you can send us pictures because we love seeing what you guys have created and what you finished. And you guys have done some awesome, like if you've been here for the first class or even the second class, like people have done some amazing things. And then like I've seen people going and then making other ones and other different things. So that's just awesome. And we love seeing that because you guys have been able to learn a new skill and found something maybe that something new that you have loved and that you like doing, because I mean that's what we've done too. Like I never thought that I would be able to make something like this, and Jasmine just took the time to share a skill with me, and there it is. So I'll put my number in there, and I think, or I bet Jasmine is just about done. Am I right, Jasmine?
You are right. I have only like one more section to do, or like one more like
Let me try that again.
wrap around to go.
Awesome. I was trying to give you enough time.
Oh, can you hear me now?
There's my phone number in there. So yeah, just send a picture, you know, let us know what you've done. And then also, if I don't have your number, text your name with your picture. So then we'll know who it is. I think we're going to try to share like everybody's different creations, probably upcoming posts. once we've completed and once you've completed it and everything. Oh, this is super cute. I really like it. I wish you guys could actually see the color of this. I am really digging that bead color. Yeah, maybe I'll put it on my zipper or something. I haven't decided yet. But cute. Awesome.
Okay.
Anything?
Done with mine. I just got one little section to do.
Awesome. I'm gonna try to look for my key, the smaller one. I don't know what happened to it.
Did it fall down?
It did. It fell on my carpet somewhere. It could be gone forever. Who knows? Oh, I'm so squeaky. Chair. Oh.
I had ran out of thread, so I'm actually adding some more on. But I just got one little last section to do. I actually ran beads. Let me get some of that. Or at least I have only
Nice, nice.
much. Hopefully that's enough. All right, now for my last little section. I'm excited.
Yay. Oh, this is my number. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for saying that, Easton, because I see Aaron. Sorry about that. Let me try that again. All right. I think about. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me try that one more time because that is not my number. My nails must have hit the 4 instead of the 8408. 758-8408. Yep. There we go. That one, I still sent it to. Okay, I still sent it to myself. What happened here? This is no. This is the time. All right. Okay. Hopefully you guys are able to see this one. That one is my phone number, 918-758-8408. Yeah. That one is mine. I don't know how it got switched to somebody else, but yeah. So you can just snap a picture, send it, and then hopefully we'll be able to post those soon for you guys so you can see. And Aaron, do you still have the slideshow up too? Well, Jasmine is almost finished with her thing. I wanted just to show our information on there where folks can take a look at some of the activities and events we're going to be having coming up soon. All right, there it is. Yes, thank you. So you can find us on Facebook, of course, on Twitter and on Instagram. And so you can tag us, you can use the hashtag, and we'll be able to look it up and see it if you want to just like post it on social media. Yeah, we're just like really thankful for you guys for attending with us and bearing with us. This is the first time myself and Jasmine have ever had to do anything like this. I'm pretty sure this is Aaron's first time to um, had to be our tech person and help us behind the scenes and stuff too. So he's been a really big help. So thank you, everyone. And remember to follow us on Facebook, look for us on Twitter, look for us on Instagram. And we even have a TikTok too now. Um, yeah, we don't get really wild on TikTok, but we still have like a lots of helpful information that we want to put out there. We want to start doing, some different videos over like our youth council, things that they have been doing, things that are going on in Indian country, and just things that, promote, youth that are being involved in their communities and what you guys have been doing. So that is something fun and a new outlet for us to be part of. Yeah, thank you guys for joining and being here with us online and everything too. Because like I had fun. I know like this week we like all three of us are probably not at our 100% right now, but this has been really helpful for us to be able to be a part of this and to help them, just share something new with you guys too. So I'm glad you guys got to do it. Um, and I think Jasmine is almost done. Oh my goodness, I'm excited to see
Yeah.
what it's like.
I'm trying to add on my last few beads. I I would have been finished, but I realized I didn't go back through my last beads. I guess like to continue on.
Oh no.
I had to take it all off, and I was like, oh, okay. But I'm adding last.
Nice. Yeah, I was like, we'll have some time to work. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. I was like, and I do hope you guys had fun. And if you do go, like, encourage you to go follow our Facebook. If you go to our Facebook, you'll be able to see like our information, how to contact our office, our email, things like that, and also visit our website. I'm not even sure why the website isn't on there. I didn't put our website on there, but it's muskogeyouth.com. Traditional spelling of Muskogee, just like you see on there. Everything is usually in our traditional spelling. Um, and you can go on there and you will be able to see all the different resources that we have available online. Also, you'll be able to see services that we provide within our program. You'll be able to see our staff, so you can see all of us. And when you've seen us, you can get a little bit more information about who we are, where we come from, and also there's an event tab on there too. And the event tab, you can click on there and it'll show you a calendar of all the different things that we're going to be having going on. And of course, most of the things, like a lot of stuff, is going to be virtual. So encourage you to check those out. We do have some things awesome. We do have some things that are coming up, and as far as like our youth wellness days is actually going on right now. We're having a fitness challenge week. So go check that out. Sign up for it if you want to do the challenge. We have prizes that are going on, if that is correct, Erin. If you can send me a message, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't remember which ones, but I think that there are prizes that go along with that. All right. Ethan sent some pictures. Awesome. I'll have to check those out. And also, on there too, there are other resources because we do, our office works with youth up to the age of 24. And one of our big programs that we do work with is the Opportunity Grant. So the application is actually open right now, and that's a grant that is for Muskogee youth. Um, Up to the age of 24, and it just helps with different types of opportunities, whether it's like athletics or education. There's different things that you can apply for, and if you are a youth that needs assistance with an opportunity that you want to pursue, then that's something that we might be able to help you with. And oh, it looks like Jasmine is ready. Oh,
I'm ready.
oh, she's ready. Thanks.
Okay.
You can sponsor.
So
Yeah. Oh yeah, Aaron said that there are incentives for the fitness week. Bye. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. So if there are incentives if you post daily for, I mean, like if you do things, for those fitness challenges. I think today was jumping jacks, maybe. I can't remember. So yeah, encouraging wellness. So okay, thanks. Cool.
Okay, so I finally finished mine. That's what mine looks like. Just little simple. So after you add on your last, you're gonna go ahead and go back through like the beads. And then what I do next is then I line these two ends up together, or at least the first row you put on to the last row you put on. And usually I like to keep, my tail still attached or my thread still attached. And then what I do is then I wrap it around both ends. I usually do it about like 5 times. Okay. And then just go back through the ropes, the ends of your ropes. You may need some pliers just because it's a little bit difficult to get those through there. Use my little long nose pliers. I'm just going to push that through there. Try not to bend my needle either. So see, it's just going to be pushed through both ends of the needle or the rope. And then pull that all the way through. Like, and just kind of tighten it. Okay, and then you'll have so. Okay. And then next, I go ahead and clip this off. And I just leave a little bit of a tail going on there, so that way I can tie it again like a shoelace. You can even just double knot it however you want and just get it as close as you can to the rope. Okay, and I'm just gonna go ahead and clip that off. Excess, like so. And I just clip that off. Then what you're gonna do now is you're gonna connect these two pieces together by gluing them. So what I usually do is I go ahead and clip this burnt edge off because it helps the glue to stick better to each other. So that's all I usually do. Then go ahead and get my handy dandy quick grip. You can even use super glue. I used super glue before. And do is just first before I do that, you're gonna get your key little bit claw that's on there. And you're just gonna slide that on to your longer end like so. Now, then you're gonna go ahead and get your glue and then just put a little bitty dot just on that short end like so. Okay, And then go ahead and fold this over and glue those two ends together. And just hold it there just for a few seconds, just to give it enough time for that glue to set.
I already have pictures coming in.
Oh snap! Dang.
Houston finished hers. I'm gonna try to set it up here where you guys can kind of see it. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Because I have my green screen. I don't know if but
Oh, nice. That looks pretty.
I like the colors. It looks like it's dark blue, white, and maybe turquoise looking beads. They are super pretty.
Yeah.
I like that. I like those colors. They look good. I tried to send you a message. It didn't go through. Just
Okay. And then after you get that set, let's already go ahead and test it out. Just a little tug. That's good. You're going to get your leather. And usually I measure it out. So as you can tell, that's a little bit too thick. So I go ahead and I'm just going to just a little off. Maybe like that. Yeah, cut a little bit of it off. And that, make sure you're covering where your glued ends are. So that's enough to cover that. So I go ahead and then just put some more glue on. Just all you need is just a little bitty dollop. And then place your leather over that glue. And again, just hold it till it sets. This is why I usually use super glue, because that dries like really quick. But quick grip dries really fast too. That's like my holy grail of for glues. Okay, that's it. You just go ahead and keep adding more glue around where you're going to wrap your leather around. So I just added some more, and I'm just wrapping this leather. And I'm just holding it as I'm wrapping. Go ahead and add a little bit more to this spot. And wrap that. Had some glue spill out just a little bit. But yeah, so that's all you're doing is just basically you're gluing and wrapping your leather around that spot where you had glued your two ends of the rope together. You're just gonna let that dry and set a bit. And then if you have excess like I do, you can just go ahead and clip that off. Just cut that little piece off. And get this situated. And the keychain.
Nice.
On these out. I thought, oh, but yeah. So there you go. And that's how you would finish off your little keychain.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see everybody else's, photos and stuff come in. I was like, I don't.
All right. So
Hey, I was like static. Sorry.
it's okay. Is there any questions? Anybody have any more questions or anything? Concerns? I know we ran over our time just a little bit. No questions.
Any questions or anything right now? So I guess we will end it here. Thank you guys. To everyone that got to come on tonight. Mado, and just look forward to maybe seeing you guys in the future. We have more cultural classes like this with our beading classes, and maybe Mvskoke Beads can continue on, or any of our other activities that we'll have coming up too. So hopefully you'll get to join us then. And yeah, thank you for being here. And I know I had fun. I know Jasmine had fun.
I did.
Had fun too. Um, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed the time and the new things that you've learned. So, Mado, Hadam, Jihijadlis, we'll see you guys again. If you have any questions, remember to feel free to email us. Check out our social media, check out our website, give us a call, and we will see you guys hopefully soon into the future. Have a good week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.